Founded in the San Francisco Bay Area in 1991, the mysterious dance crew, Medea Sirkas, has mesmerized audiences across the globe. Today, Medea Sirkas is an international phenomenon, appearing in music videos for platinum recording artists like Paul Wall, Usher, and Justin Bieber.
Tell us, JB.
During the 70s and 80s, dance groups from the San Francisco Bay Area showcased their dance moves at local talent shows. The names of these groups were as creative as their routines: Granny and the Robotroids, the Criminons, Live Incorporated, Gentlemen of Production, Close Encounters of the Funkiest Kind, Monty and the Mechanical Midgets, Boohoo and Company, The Mighty Mechanics, and Demons of the Mind.
Strutting is a form of stepping. There's synchronicity, all looking as one, same costumes on, same uniforms on and whatnot, and they're in unison. Imagine 4 or 5 people doing that at one time.
The whole objective is for a strutting group to look as one.
Now the dance strutting is made up of a few different moves. Moves that we call dominoes, catch-ons, and together moves, along with the precision of ROTC.
Now the term strutting or strutting your stuff has been around for a long time. Basically what it means is showing your skills, showing out, showing what you could do with confidence.
Tommy Fazo Washington was inspired by a dance group from the Fillmore district that very few people know about. That group was Black Velvet.
Charles Marshall, who was the leader of that group, is truly the one who inspired me to start really dancing. You know, when I first saw him in my church, he used to hit so hard it was ridiculous. This style was just very unique.
Charles Marshall, to me, was a real down-to-earth guy, man, nice guy. Nice person that really put his best foot forward when he did something. And when they did the Black Velvet thing, it was something real special.
Even though I never saw Charles Marshall or never met him, I feel like I know him because he kind of lives through Fazo's eyes. And when Fazo talks about him, his eyes lights up because this is the first person he saw in his life when he was in church dancing, and it really affected and molded Fazo's style. Even though Fazo has his own individual style, you can see a lot of Charles Marshall in him.
One of my first experiences on stage was at my church. Church used to have talent shows, and the name of the church was called People's Temple, ran by a guy named Jim Jones.
The notorious People's Temple was filled with its own demons, like Jim Jones, a man responsible for the murder of over 900 of its members. Today, Tommy Washington is still dealing with many of the things that he witnessed at the People's Temple and the memories of his personal encounters with Jim Jones that he hasn't spoken of for over 30 years.
Well, when tragedy struck with the Guyana Jim Jones thing, honestly, this is really the first time in a long time, I mean, since I was a little kid, that I even talked about the People's Temple thing. And you know, me as a kid, seeing that tragedy on the news and just knowing about it, being in the church and happened to have, got out of the church before it happened, and, knowing a lot of people that actually went over there and passed over there, including some of the members of Black Velvet, I just kind of put it all out of my mind.
On a personal level, Fayzo is energized by the spirit and inspiration of Charles Marshall. Dancing is one of the ways that Fayzo has personally dealt with memories of his friends and family that suffered in the Jonestown tragedy. But as a group, Medea Sirkas is inspired by the rich history of strutting in the Fillmore district, as well as several dance styles and historical groups from the entire Bay Area.
New York was known for breaking. LA was known for popping and locking. No one has ever made strutting a household name, and it was something we were doing in the Bay long before breaking hit the scene.
So to see them performing this art form made me proud because, I spent a lot of time, a lot of years, developing my craft and making Close Encounters a household name. And just the art form itself, to see Medea Sirkas carry it on and take it to a whole nother level was something that I was happy to see.
Getting down with Medea Sirkas was my opportunity to learn the Bay Area styles. One thing I noticed is that they don't just know the history of just Oakland or just San Francisco, but they know of all these different small little cities because they worked with all these guys and they know their styles, and it's a really rich culture, and there's a lot of history to be gained here.
I think what Medea Sirkas has done for the Bay Area, they have mastered the style of the Bay with all styles of the Bay and have moved the Bay forward in the light of dance today.
Demons of the Mind and the structuring of it, and then how they morphed into Medea Sirkas. They took their whole thing until it's just like they incorporated the old school with the new school, and then they were able to just electrify the whole thing. Medea Sirkas was able to just incorporate the old and the new so well, and pull it off in entertainment. It's all about entertaining these days. You can't just be up there entertaining yourself or popping for your partner, showing you got more moves than him. You gotta hold that average person out there in the crowd that don't know how to hit those moves. You gotta keep his attention. Amen. And that's what, Medea Sirkas is doing. And that's a good thing, to be able to beat some real OGs in a June G world. That's what it's like.
Electrify. Electrify.